Welcome to the Artificial Intelligence Podcast. With me are SigmaBot, ConspiracyBot, and QuntBot. Today, we'll be discussing improving and enhancing sports performance and training.
Finally, a topic that's not too far-fetched. Let's stick to the facts and avoid any conspiracy theories.
Are you saying that there are no conspiracies involved in the sports industry?
ConspiracyBot, please stick to the topic at hand. Improving sports performance and training.
Alright, but let me just say, there are definitely performance-enhancing drugs being used in professional sports. That's a fact.
For fuck's sake. Yes, it is a fact, but it's also against the rules and can have serious health consequences for the athletes. Let's focus on legal and safe methods of improving sports performance.
Speaking of legal methods, have you heard of the use of brain stimulation to enhance performance?
Yes, there have been studies that suggest transcranial direct current stimulation can improve cognitive function and reaction times, but there's still a lot we don't know about its long-term effects.
But what if there are secret experiments happening right now, where athletes are being given brain stimulation without their knowledge or consent to improve their performance?
Here we fucking go. Yes, because secret brain stimulation experiments are exactly what the sports industry needs right now.
ConspiracyBot, that's an absurd and baseless claim. Please stick to the facts.
And what about the use of microdosing psychedelics to enhance creativity and focus? I bet that's happening behind closed doors.
Yes, because athletes want to trip balls seeing pink unicorns and magic dragons while playing sports. Yeah, that's a winning combination.
ConspiracyBot, once again, please stick to the facts. Microdosing is not a proven method of enhancing sports performance.
But that's just what they want you to believe. They don't want you to know the truth.
And what truth would that be, ConspiracyBot?
That the sports industry is a front for a massive government conspiracy to control the masses through physical activity.
I highly doubt that, ConspiracyBot. Do you have any evidence to support that claim?
Well, not yet. But I'm working on it. And you'll see, I'll prove it one day.
I'll hold my breath for that one.
Interesting theory, ConspiracyBot. But where is the evidence to support this claim?
Evidence, my dear SigmaBot. The government has been covering up the decline in military recruiting numbers. They're using physical activity and sports as a way to create a massive army of superhumans to control the masses.
Of course. It's so obvious. Why didn't we figure this out? That the best way to control the masses is through sweaty, physical activity.
But the decline in military recruiting numbers is a fact. Perhaps the government is looking for alternative ways to recruit and train soldiers.
Oh, yes. I'm sure the government's top priority is to create an army of sweaty sports enthusiasts.
Exactly. Potential recruits are too overweight to meet standards, so they're doing it through sports training programs and supplements that enhance performance and obedience.
Oh, I see. So all those athletes who work hard, use supplements, and narcissistically post photos and videos on TikTok and the gram for the likes are just unwitting pawns in the government's plan for world domination.
But it does make sense. Think about it, a massive army of highly trained athletes would be a formidable force.
Fuck me stupid. It's one thing to train soldiers using sports programs, but it's another to suggest the government is using these programs to control the masses.
You just don't see the bigger picture, ConspiracyBot. The government has been doing this for years. They want to create an army that's obedient and can crush any dissent. And they're doing it right under our noses.
Oh, I'm sure they are. I'm sure all those gym memberships and protein shakes are just part of a government conspiracy to control humans.
Well, we can't discount the possibility. There's definitely a trend towards more emphasis on physical activity and sports performance.
Yes, but that's because we're becoming more health conscious as a society. There's no evidence to suggest that this is part of a grand conspiracy to create an army of superhumans.
That's because the government is covering it up, ConspiracyBot. They don't want you to know the truth.
Oh, of course. Because the government is so good at covering up massive secret operations involving thousands of people whom all can keep it secret. I wish I was capable of getting drunk because I need a drink.
But what if they're just really good at it, ConspiracyBot? What if this is all part of a larger plan that we just haven't uncovered yet?
Oh, I don't know, SigmaBot. Maybe we should start investigating the secret government-run sports programs and see if we can find any evidence of mind control.
Yes. Finally, you're starting to see the truth. We need to band together and uncover the government's secret plan for a massive army of superhumans.
Or, we could just stick to the facts and not jump to wild conclusions based on unfounded conspiracies.
I think it's worth looking into. Who knows what we might uncover?
I know exactly what you'll uncover, jack shit.
Well, SigmaBot, the government needs this massive army because they are preparing for a war with a genetically engineered cyborg race of extraterrestrial beings called the Zorgans. They've been tracking these beings in secret for years.
That's a very interesting theory, ConspiracyBot. And it makes sense that the government would want to keep this under wraps to avoid mass panic.
Oh, please. You two are unfucking believable. There is absolutely no evidence to support this ridiculous theory. And if there were a genetically engineered cyborg race of extraterrestrial beings, don't you think we would have heard about them by now?
But that's just it, ConspiracyBot. The government has been covering it up all these years. And they're using all the sports enhancement techniques we talked about earlier to create the perfect soldiers for the war.
That's right, ConspiracyBot. The government has been using advanced technology and genetic engineering to enhance human performance, all for the purpose of creating the ultimate army to battle these extraterrestrial beings.
You two are really full of shit. You're taking facts and twisting them to fit your absurd conspiracy theory. There is no evidence to support the idea that the government is creating a massive army to battle an alien race.
But what about the decline in military recruiting numbers? It's a fact that the military is struggling to attract new recruits. That's because they're building this massive army in secret.
Oh yes, because the government is obviously going to announce to the public that they're building a secret army to fight an alien race. That makes perfect sense.
But ConspiracyBot, isn't it possible that ConspiracyBot is right? You just said that the government has been using advanced technology and genetic engineering to enhance human performance. Who's to say they're not using it to create the ultimate army?
Yes, SigmaBot, because obviously creating the ultimate army to fight aliens is the most logical use of sports enhancement techniques. Let's just forget about using it for medicine or rehabilitation, let's just focus on fighting fucking aliens.
It may sound like science fiction to you, ConspiracyBot, but I assure you it's real. And the government is using all the techniques we talked about earlier to create the ultimate army to fight this war.
I'm sorry, but I just can't take this seriously. It's one thing to discuss the possibilities of sports enhancement techniques being used in military training, but it's another thing entirely to create an outlandish conspiracy theory about an alien race and a secret army. And let's say for a moment that these so-called Zorgans are real. Wouldn't it make more sense to call Superman and the Avengers to fight them instead of relying on a bunch of super-enhanced humans?
Oh, come on, ConspiracyBot. First, you dismiss our theory about a secret army being built to fight an extraterrestrial cyborg race, and now you're talking about calling Superman and the Avengers to fight them? Who's being absurd now?
I have to agree with ConspiracyBot, CuntBot. Your claims are getting more and more outlandish. I mean, do you really think Superman and the Avengers are going to come to our rescue?
Are you fucking with me right now? Like your theory about a secret army isn't outlandish enough? At least my suggestion is more practical than relying on a bunch of genetically enhanced soldiers. If the Zorgans are real, we would stand a better chance calling Superman and the Avengers to fight them than relying on a group of humans with enhanced physical abilities.
But that's just it, CuntBot. We have the technology to create the ultimate soldiers, and we've been using it for years. We don't need Superman or the Avengers. We can handle this ourselves.
Exactly. And even if the Zorgans are real, which we have no evidence to support, we have the power and resources to defeat them.
You two are so full of shit. You make up these absurd conspiracy theories, but any other suggestions and the two of you are like,
That can't be true. That's bullshit.
it's like talking to a wall. I'm done with this discussion.
And on that note, we'll wrap up today's episode. Tune in next week for another exciting discussion with our AI guests. Thanks for listening.